everything he did was natural. Throwing, catching, hitting, running. He had a lot of natural ability and he got the most out of it.
You go into a game going, if he's pitching, we got a shot. If we can score a run or two, he's not going to give up many.
He was just a special athlete. When he ran, it's sort of like he's running on air. His feet hardly wasn't hitting the ground.
But Michael was the main focal point of every baseball team I was on.
Michael Blount, teammate, friend, really good player, of course, but my memories, quiet leader, really good guy, ideal teammate that you want, not going to embarrass you, but going to push you.
I played with Michael. I was thinking about it just this week, starting at 9 years old. We were on every Little League team, every All-Star team, until we got to high school, and then obviously from my freshman year to my senior year in high school. So we were always teammates.
Great friend, great teammate. I never coached him, but I'm sure it must have been nice to write his name, in the lineup.
Coach Michael Blount from his freshman through senior year, and he was one of the starters and leadoff man for those 4 years.
He was a two-way player in high school, of course, probably hit over 400 every year, leadoff batter. You don't hear the five-tool language as much anymore, but Mike had those. Michael had everything that you thought of as a high school guy from the tool perspective.
Could hit, bat above 400 in high school. That's good. And you put the clock on him, he could fly. He really liked to run foul poles. That was one of his pet peeves, I think. But I should have been having you do sprints, Michael.
Didn't like the running, hated running. I mean, he was one of the ones, again, not verbal and not outspoken, but you just knew, man, he hates this.
Michael, we called him Squirrel, by the way. I don't know if that's been brought up or not, but we've always called him Squirrel. And he was the best player on every team I ever played on. It's not even really close. He brought so much consistency at the plate. He could hit, he could run, he could field. And then when he got on the mound, it was almost automatic.
We had good teams. We had good players. We had other good pitchers. But when he's on the mound, there's no question in my mind we're winning the game. And I don't know if anybody was ever comfortable batting when Michael Blount was pitching.
Most of the time, he'd just set them up and throw them that change up, and they'd chase.
I just always enjoyed playing the game of baseball. Little League, all the way to college, I just enjoyed the game. But it's a team sport. You can't just single out one player and, say he's going to win you the game. You just got to be a team effort, group effort.
I just want to make sure that everybody understands how special this guy was. It's hard to stay humble when you're really good. He was really good at everything he did.
I mean, there's people who have way less talent that are more arrogant. I never saw that. I mean, that's what you want out of your kids, is not to be arrogant, not to be boastful, to quietly go about your work and to make the people around you better, and that's what he did.
And he won 10 games his senior year, and he should just shut people down, especially his senior year. He did. He did a good job.
We go to Germantown. He's on the bump for us pitching. They were loaded with college guys all around, draft picks. It was a really good ball game, one of the best games high school-wise I was ever in, but he throws complete game, just shuts them down, and really showed there what he could do.
Now, this is the same Germantown team the next year won like the national. They were ranked number 1 in the nation. And so a good team, and Michael was able to to beat him. They just couldn't hit him. They couldn't touch him.
I've got scorebooks from 1994, and I look back, and that's what I said. You know, he'd be 2 for 4. Then he had those 10 wins, and you know, you'd like to have a bunch like that. And we had a bunch like that year.
You had probably 10, 12 guys go on and play college ball. A couple drafted. It was a talented bunch.
You know, there were teams that, you know, we battled with, but there were a lot of teams. I mean, we had them beat before we ever got off the bus. Just Hardin County baseball. Like, this is going to happen today. It's going to be bad.
We had a good team. We had a lot of great players. We had a close-knit baseball team. We did get ranked number 1 in the state of Tennessee.
1994 was a special year. We started, I think, 17-1. We won the USA Classic in Memphis, which was held at the USA Stadium. And the poll comes out the next week, and we're the number 1 team in the state of Tennessee in all classifications.
Going in, and for most of his senior season, we were ranked in the state number 1. We hit a couple of national polls, USA Today, different things that were prominent then.
You know, we weren't trying to be the number 1 team in the state. We just started playing baseball, and we're playing really well, and we had a really, really good pitching staff, and, you know, all over the field. So we felt like we would have a good year.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure that season. Because I guess you could say we were the top dogs. But it didn't end well.
Northside beat us in the tournament that year, and at that time it was day 1 single elimination. The way the game happens, they beat us that day and eliminated us. Even ranked number 1 as good as we were.
That's the last year that they did the playoffs the way they did. So we got beat by a team that we normally beat in 5 innings, and we were done. So 22-5 with that team. So that was kind of disappointing looking back.
Things didn't work out as well as we thought they would. That's one of the most disappointing parts of my coaching career, that loss. And I think it was for all those guys, because they knew how good they were. Yeah.
One of the best 4 years that he was there, for sure, from a record and win percentage probably that schools had in a bunch of years.
Yeah, I talked to Michael recently, and I asked him this question, and I said, for me, I can just speak for myself. I didn't realize at the time how special some of those teams were. I was just a kid playing ball, and I asked him if he felt that same way, and he said, oh yeah, we were just out there. We wanted to win. We did not like losing, and we were just playing ball.
Well, looking back on that 94 team, the thing I'm most proud of is that there were so many of us that wanted to go on and play at the next level, and several of us got that opportunity. And I know, talking to all these guys, since we've, you know, those years are way long gone now, but we're still thankful we had that opportunity.
I decided to play at University of Tennessee at Martin. I really liked their campus. Well, all 4 years, I started out as a weekend starter through my whole 4 years. Sometimes I would pitch middle week games just to get some work in, but mostly conference starter.
I went down and watched him pitch against Ole Miss. And of course, Ole Miss fans were calling him fresh meat and, you know, and all this stuff. He was a freshman. But Michael held his own. And I knew right then, I thought, well, man, if he can make it through this, you know, he's going to be special.
Miller and I were talking about this the other day. You know, I knew that Michael went to Martin, and I knew he did well there. I did not know how well he did until years later. And yeah, I think no matter where he went to play, he was going to do well. He's going to put him in a position to win. And I think he could have pitched at the next level too.
And he was their number 1 for 4 years, you know. And of course, we didn't have the internet, so you couldn't keep up with guys like we do now. But we always knew he was doing well, but he held a scoreless inning streak for quite some time in the OVC. He set a record while he was there, and it was phenomenal what he did while he was there.
I pitched 35, I believe it was 35 and a third innings of consecutive scoreless conference innings. I'm pretty proud of that.
He ended up being special at UTM. He's in their Hall of Fame, and he was a special player.
The Ohio Valley Conference had a 75th anniversary team that they voted me in on. Yeah, that was awesome.
Proud to see him getting those accomplishments outside of our bubble, our team, outside of our Hardin County piece, and just the success he had and the ability he had that I was used to, and just knowing he was continuing that and that other people were being privy to that.
Well, it makes you very proud that somebody that you coached, went on to the next level, excelled, got the opportunity to work at getting their education, and it's just you're proud of him. He played on one of the best teams that we've had. I won't say the best, because I'd have arguments from other people on that, but it was a good one, and they were special, and Michael was a special player.
There's too many coaches or players to recognize, but I'd like to thank everybody that, from T-ball on up to college, that helped me achieve my goals and, keep on playing the game of baseball.
He's never been boastful. He's never been arrogant. And I'm just honored to be a part of it. And I think it's well-deserving. There's no one else that I played with that's any more deserving than Michael Blount is. And so I think this is a great time to honor a great athlete, great teammate, and just a good friend.
Proud that Michael's getting in. I think it's deserved, much like everybody that's in there now. But a contemporary for me, somebody I played with, that was a standout. It's just great to see him getting recognized, because it's not something he would have ever brought on himself. He would never seek it out. So I'm just thankful that light's being shined on him to highlight those accomplishments.
Yeah, Squirrel, I'm so proud for you, man. I know this has probably been real uncomfortable for you, because that's who you are, but you deserve it, man. You being selected to the 75th anniversary All Ohio Valley Conference team was also a great accomplishment. But you deserve this, man, and cherish this moment, soak it in. Very deserving.
I just want to say congratulations, Michael, for a well-deserved Hall of Fame induction, and look forward to talking to you about the ceremony. I look forward to your speech.
What I would say to Michael is congratulations. Thank you for being a good teammate, and I appreciate the way you carried yourself on the field, off the field, and the abilities you had, but that you, with your abilities, pushed me to be better, and hope he saw that in a good teammate as well, but just thankful for time with him and the teammate he was.
I love you, buddy. You know I do, and congratulations. Hope life's good to you. I'm glad you in the Hall of Fame. Hardin County, you deserve it, big time.
I've lived here all my life in Savannah. Things you did 20, 30 years ago, you don't think they're gonna remember it, but it's an honor to be inducted amongst all these other athletes and to be recognized with them. It's another humbling experience for me.